You called 911 and nobody showed up to help. What a helpless feeling that would be. How about if it was a close friend or even a relative, just a few streets away, beckoning for assistance, and now you realize that you could have made a difference? What a guilty feeling you would have. Hello class, my name is Rich Blake and I'm the First Assistant Chief of the Bridgeville Volunteer Fire Company. Today I'm going to talk to you about how volunteers in the fire service are decreasing, how this impacts you, and what each of you can do to help. Let me first start off by explaining a few reasons why there has been a decline of members in the volunteer fire service. Volunteer firefighters date back to the 1700s. Most communities are protected by volunteer fire departments, and these communities have relied on the volunteer firefighters since the days of their incorporation. According to the National Fire Protection Association, of the 1,096,250 firefighters, 800,050 of them are volunteers. It is a strong brotherhood, but volunteers are slowly decreasing these days because of numerous reasons, but I will just touch on a few of them. One reason is because some of the members who are getting older are no longer able to volunteer due to their health. Also, some feel that they have done it long enough and it's time for the new residents moving into the town to step up and take it on. Another reason is because people just don't have the time as in the past. The decline in the nation's economy has taken its toll on most people. Nowadays, most family members have to work a minimum of 2 jobs just to make a living. Commute times have increased as plants and factories in small towns have closed up and people have to find jobs in larger cities. Another factor that has influenced volunteers is external forces. Federal, state, and local rules and regulations have made it harder for volunteers to stay committed due to the increase in training requirements. Additionally, this nation has become a sue-happy land, so some volunteers have shied away from the service because they just don't want to be subjected to the possibilities of lawsuits. There are many other reasons why people no longer volunteer, but one thing is for certain. Along with the decline of volunteer firefighters also comes a negative impact in the services that they provide, and it could cost you higher taxes. The decline of volunteer firefighters impacts your community by having a decrease in efficiency, effectiveness, and quality of fire protection and emergency medical services that they provide. Decline in adequate staffing means that it can take longer to get a piece of apparatus in service. With fewer members en route to the station when an alarm sounds, they may have to wait extra minutes before a full crew arrives to respond. Furthermore, neighboring companies will need to be called for assistance, and it will take them longer to arrive in your district. Because of these delays, it cuts into the golden hour for patient survivability and also great destruction of property during fires or other similar emergencies. In order for a fire department to remain in service, they must recruit and retain highly trained, motivated members. If fire departments aren't aggressive with their recruitment and retention programs, it could cost you a drastic increase in taxes in order to subsidize a career fire department. According to the National Volunteer Fire Council, volunteer firefighters save localities across the United States $37.2 billion per year. Imagine how much your taxes would increase in order to fund career firefighters for your town. No one wants to be negatively impacted by a decline in quality fire and EMS services, nor do they want to shell out more of their hard-earned money to pay additional taxes for career firefighters, so now is the time to act. Many of you may say that you're in the same boat as the reason I told you earlier why volunteers were shying away from the service, but I ask you to accept the challenge by going down to your local fire department and inquire about becoming a member. Maybe you're saying, I really don't want to be a firefighter and enter burning buildings, cut a trapped victim from an automobile accident, or administer first aid. Well, not only are there operational positions, but there are administrative positions that need filled at your local fire department. There are various administrative positions such as secretaries and treasurers to name a few. Local departments can utilize your skills and assistance you have to offer. If you accept this challenge, imagine the feeling of pride you will have after helping someone during a time of crisis. You will be considered a hometown hero by most everyone in your community. Children and adults alike will look up to you and respect you for your contributions to the community. If the desire to help your fellow citizens in your local community and saving money on your taxes isn't enough, how about if I told you there are some benefits that you can personally gain for serving? Although I don't condone this as a reason to join, there are benefits that you are eligible for if you become a volunteer at your local fire department. The first is most states now are offering a personal income tax credit for active volunteers. This incentive is claimed on your tax returns and is a good way to retain volunteers and lower your taxes. Another benefit that you may find attractive is a pension-like benefit upon retirement. Most states are also offering this program so a member has a way to supplement their income once they retire. Third benefit is that the necessary training and gear for becoming a firefighter is paid for by the department. You can learn a new skill all while serving your community. There are numerous other benefits available, but these benefits and incentives should not be the sole reason for any person to volunteer, but it may be a positive influence to help push you over the edge. Now that I've hopefully persuaded you to join your local fire department, let me recap what I've talked about. Volunteers are declining at a rapid rate, and it does impact yourself and fellow citizens in your communities. Today I've given you a few reasons to become a volunteer at your local fire department. I encourage you to head down and inquire about joining. Remember, your skills can be utilized to make a positive difference in your community and to those during times of crisis.